side, and a shot attempt here, no good. I believe by number 14, Bailey Inzer. A taxman for Chico State, number 14.
Oh, and the shot is off, and that's a goal for Chico State there.
As the goal is good for Chico State, number 2, Soren Bay, midfielder for Chico State, as it makes the score Diablo Valley College 3, Chico State Wildcats 2, with 2 minutes and 54 seconds to go here in the first period.
Yeah, we're having some difficulties with starting the stream, so welcome everybody here. And that, sorry about that. It's just about 3 minutes left in the first period of play. The Vikings are up 3-2. Glad to see you joining us here on the DVC Viking Sports Network. First lacrosse game of the season. Chico steals the possession here.
As they take it across midfield, number 9, Cameron Seconti, who had a goal earlier on this night in the first period.
And Chico State will retain the possession.
Good move put on there by number 26, Kane Bridgeford, midfielder for Chico State, but unsuccessful on getting a pass in there to find a seam and get a shot on goal as DVC retains possession as number 19, Cody Malin. Long stick midi here for Diablo Valley College. Tries to bring it up to the logo. And he's going to need some help, and he loses possession, and it goes back to Chico State as number 6, Teddy Kozlowski, a taxman for Chico State, picks it up.
And that looks to be an offsides on Chico State.
Offsides against Chico State.
As the players ask for an instant replay, we will get that recap for you right after this commercial break. And we will look it up on our broadcast live stream on YouTube, DVC Sports Network. Check into our channel and check into our live stream. We're live streaming right now. And for future events for football, lacrosse, and as there's
Basketball
a
and more.
shot. As the attempt there by number 30, Ian Moran, is no good. As I continue to talk about our live stream broadcast on DVC Sports Network. And another shot.
That's blocked and fielded by the goalie.
And good stop there by the goalie. Number 33, Xander Peck, takes it right off the body. And Chico State will get across midfield, get a shot on goal, and it's good. Number 5, Sean Bogert.
And that's the equalizer right there. DVC's really been holding the possession well on their side of the field, or on the Chico State side of the field, rather. But then when Chico State gets the ball, they're sprinting down to the other side of the field, getting into Viking territory. And they're getting fast break shots off.
Both teams seizing opportunities in 2 different ways in this ballgame.
Yeah, it seems like Chico State isn't even really concerned with the play clock at all. Or with the shot clock, rather. Whereas the Vikings are moving the ball around, getting some good ball movement, and fine-tune picking their shots.
as number 36, Nathaniel Withoff, has great physicality on the face-off, winning the possession for DVC. And DVC is winning in face-offs tonight. I don't have an exact number, but I could get the statistic after this on the recap. As DVC continues their very patient play with the Brown. 30 seconds to go in the first period. As New Power tries to get inside. Loses possession, but it's picked up by number 18, Ryan Dixon, attempting to get a shot right there. A little off to the right. And taken in by number 11, Jake Pimentel. Yet again trying to get the pass out to 18, Ryan Dixon. But a little wide left. It seems that Chico State will get the possession here. And that's the end of the first period here at Viking Stadium as we are watching Diablo Valley Viking Lacrosse. As Diablo Valley and Chico State are tied at 3 at the end of the first period. And we're live and we're back here in Pleasant Hill, California at Viking Stadium watching DVC Lacrosse live on DVC Sports Network on YouTube. My name is Logan Onies and I'm here with Max Agress, your broadcast team tonight for Diablo Valley Lacrosse. And DVC is tied with Chico State Wildcats 3-3 as we just get the second period going here at Viking Stadium. As the Wildcats get possession on the Diablo Valley side of the field, as I almost spoke too soon, as they almost lost the possession, but is picked up by number 4, Cole Carlson, attacksman for Chico State. And the goal attempt is good for Chico State.
Quick turnaround and score from number 5, Sean.
And in less than a minute,
His second goal.
Chico State takes their first lead of the game.
4-3.
And yet another goal by number 5, Sean Bogert. Pardon me, Sean Bossert, attacksman for Chico State, number 5, on the goal. Less than a minute into the second period, Chico State goes up 4-3 against the Diablo Valley College Vikings. Excuse me.
Fighting on the face-off, and the Vikings take it away. Almost loses possession, but just enough height to get that ball down.
As DVC's patient offense continues, number 4, Ryan Alamagno, going across the midfield logo, loses possession of the ball there. Good defense by number 22 for Chico State, Logan Agawa, a field general for Chico State Wildcats, as he is a great defensive player over, if we're referring to the football field here at Diablo Valley College, near the 30-yard line on the opposite side of the field. As Chico State retains possession and moves it across midfield as the pass goes to number 31, Jackson Schrader. And they try to find a seam here. An attempt to at a shot here by number 5, Sean Bozert, who already has a handful of goals tonight for the Wildcats. And a little bit more steady approach here by Chico State, spreading the field apart and getting some movement. And there's a shot on goal by number 6, Teddy Kozlowski, which is good for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and that's 3 straight goals for the Wildcats. The Vikings really dominated the early possession in the first quarter. They went up 3-1, but since then it's been all Wildcats.
Wildcats up 5-3.
It almost seems like that side of the field is where the action's happening, as the Chico State offense is looking to use that goal line extended just like the Vikings did on that side of the field and get some quality shots off. As we await the face-off here, Lawrence Johnson out there for the Vikings.
As DVC gets possession.
Zach Dixon has been the man running point on the play.
And a shot attempt right there by number 7, Paul Newpower. No good. Great defense there by number 33, Xander Peck. As Chico State showing some urgency on this attack here. And a shot attempt by number 9, Cameron Sacanti, who has already had a goal tonight for Chico State. Attempts right there, a little bit wide left. As Chico will bring it back in by number 6, Teddy Kozlowski. And great defense there by Devin Shaw, but not good enough as number 9, Cameron Sacanti.
Goal from number 9, Cameron Sacante.
Yet another goal tonight for Chico State Wildcats.
Yeah, now they've doubled their lead over the Vikings.
Wildcats adding their 6th goal. They're up 6-3 over the Vikes.
And a non-stop run coming into the second period here for the Chico State Wildcats. 3 unanswered goals coming out after the first period.
It's the magic of the right side of the field, right? Oh, and the Vikings almost lose the possession. Still fighting for the ball. Able to swing it on. The Vikings will push.
As I will call the man with no sleeves, number 27, Ryan Phelan, showing off the guns tonight for Chico State, but unable to get the possession back for them as DVC continues to bring it across midfield, and number 10, Devin Shaw, takes it right around the point of the D.
So Jim Harbaugh's the man with the khakis, and he's the man with no sleeves.
Sun's out. Well, I guess that doesn't apply to tonight, does it?
Hey, moon's out, guns out. Doesn't have quite the ring to it, right?
As there will be a timeout taken with 10:26 left to go in the second period, and Chico State Wildcats lead 6-3 against the Diablo Valley College Vikings. And you're tuned into Diablo Valley Lacrosse here on DVC Sportsnet. As we tune back into Viking Lacrosse here at Viking Stadium, Chico State leads 6-3 against the Vikings. You're turned into the DVC Sports Network. Watching Viking Lacrosse as number 18, Ryan Dixon, tries to get a pass onto the inside, finding a seam, trying to hit Devin Shaw right there on a goal attempt, but unsuccessful.
They still find a way to retain possession, though.
As they will get the possession back. And number 7, Paul Newpower, will work around the cage. An inside pass attempt to number 11, Jake Pimentel. Did not hit, but they're going to get an inside pass by number 23, Zach Dixon, and he's going to go behind the back for a goal for the Vikings, and it's good, and that makes the score 6-4.
I've heard of a no-look pass, but a no-look goal, wow. Man, those sirens of the Vikings goals they're beautiful.
The swagger and the savagery shown off by number 23, Zach Dixon, on the goal there. With the behind the back, narrowing this score deficit to 2 for the Vikings, as Chico State still leads 6-4 in this lacrosse matchup with 9 minutes and 42 seconds to go in the second period. And
Lawrence is absolutely dominating on the face-offs.
I would have to agree with you, Max. Number 44, Lawrence Johnson, displaying great physicality and competitiveness tonight on the face-offs, winning the majority of them tonight.
Yeah, I think he's only lost one so far. Ooh. Oh, my goodness.
As DVC scores a goal.
Yeah, that was
By number 10, Devin Shaw.
Devin Shaw, number 10, with the goal.
And he took a huge hit on the play as well as the flag flew out.
Getting the inside pass there and a shot on goal, which was good. Number 10, Devin Shaw, but a penalty thrown there as he was checked pretty good after the shot attempt.
Yeah, he was upended, but still found a way to use the athleticism. He almost entered the matrix there as he found the spot mid-air and got the shot on goal.
And it'll be a cross-check call against the Wildcats. And DVC will narrow their deficit down to 1. And they're only down by 1 goal here with 9 minutes and 21 seconds to go. The Chico State Wildcats keep their lead 6-5 against the Diablo Valley Vikings.
And once again, another win on the faceoff.
Pure domination tonight with the faceoffs by number 44, Lawrence Johnson. I'm going to continue to highlight him because he is just dominating tonight.
Off the crossbar.
As an attempt by number 18, Ryan Dixon hits the crossbar, almost going in for the Vikings, but no good, and Chico State will retain possession, and number 4 will bring it in. Number 4, Cole Carson, attacksman for Chico State, will get it back in, and Mr. No Sleeves back at it again. Number 27, Ryan Phelan, showing the guns off, and he's going to get inside on the Diablo Valley side. And the shot attempt is no good, and it's going to be brought back out by number 23, Zach Dixon, attempting to get across midfield. Getting checked with a pole on that one. As New Power gets a pass inside, and it's going to be taken out by number 22, Logan Agawa, excuse me. As number 22, Alex Bialek, races after it. And will be brought in by number 40, Sam Aguilar. And DVC will get the possession. And a big cross-the-field pass over to number 21, Gerardo Roque. And New Power will have a shot attempt, and it's no good off to the left side. And Ryan Dixon will race after it. And they will retain possession. Good hustle shown there by number 18, Ryan Dixon, as he tries to find a seam here, possibly find a pass to the inside. But no, he's going to have a shot on goal, and it's going to be good. That's number 18, Ryan Dixon, for the Vikings, making this a 6-6 lacrosse game here in Viking Stadium. As the score is tied, Diablo Valley College 6 and the Chico State Wildcats 6, with 7 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the second period. I anticipated wonderful lacrosse here from both teams, and we're getting it, Max. An intense matchup here after a long day here after watching a football game from DVC that went into overtime. Coming back and watching some competitive lacrosse here in Viking Stadium. As
Shot goes wide as the goalie hits the splits.
That was number 16, Owen Bennett, taking it across midfield, and the attempt was no good. And Chico State will still have possession as the pass is brought up to number 22, Logan Agawa, field general for the Wildcats. And tries to put a move on. But great defense showed there by number 17, Joseph Fogelman. As number 16, Owen Bennett, puts a spin move on. Still great defense by the Vikings there by number 36, Nathaniel Witho. And not being able to find a seam here as the shot clock continues to run for Chico State. And getting into the inside is number 5, Sean Buzzard. And it's going to be good on the shot attempt for Chico State as they go up 7-6 with 5 minutes and 56 seconds to go in the second quarter. Excuse me, the second period.
Yeah, Nagawa was actually the man that was able to get the shot off. The Vikings rotated really well on defense there, but a strong power move from behind the net freed him up. He was able to get the shot, and it was good to go, giving Chico State a 1-point lead over the Vikings.
Face-off time.
Another face-off, and we'll see if the Vikings can pull out another one. And there's the old broadcaster's drinks, right? Looks like the shot just came a little too low off his stick. Five minutes, 30 seconds left and counting down in the second period of play.
As the key man for the Vikings, number 23, Zach Dixon, brings it across midfield. And Mr. No Sleeves showing some great defense here, Ryan Phelan.
Strong cross check there from him.
And he's been swinging that pole with authority tonight. As for Ryan Alamagno, slips up trying to get across the cage and loses the ball on that one. He gets knocked down again, and Chico State just playing great physical defense, but it might just be a little bit too much. And DVC is going to get a shot on goal by number 7, Paul Newpower, and it's going to be good. As there was a penalty called on the possession, as Newpower shoots the goal for the Vikings.
That's his third of the evening.
As he ties up this matchup 7-7 with 4 minutes and 42 seconds.
1 minute penalty against the Wildcats.
If you're just tuning in, this is Logan Nones and Max Agress from the broadcast team at DVC Sports Network, as Diablo Valley Lacrosse is tied with the Chico State Wildcats 7-7 with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the second period. As a timeout will be called by the Vikings.
We're not at 7-7 here in the second period. 4:29 remaining before halftime.
And with just a little bit over 4 minutes to go, the score is tied here in Vikings Stadium. And we will take a quick break as we're tuned into Viking Lacrosse here at Viking Stadium on DVC Sports Network.
Back here in Viking Stadium, 4:29 left in the second period of play. We're just about ready to take action onto the field once again. Deliberation between the coach and the officials here, as they're just clarifying something up right now. Seems like they were able to work out whatever problems that they had. And we're just about ready to get things going once again. Remember, Viking Stadium is a puppy-friendly stadium. As you can hear from the crowd, two dogs trying to say hello to one another. Set and ready to go. New Power passing it in. And behind the GLE, they'll work it.
And we're back tuned into Viking Lacrosse here, and there's 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the second period. We have a tied matchup, 7-7, here in Pleasant Hill, California. As the offense yet again evolves around number 23, Zach Dixon, with the assist to number 7, Paul Newpower, with the shot on goal. Good for the Vikings, and they're going to go up 8-7 with about 4 minutes to go in the second period.
Yeah, competitive matchup here tonight. It's been a game of runs, really. The Vikings went on a nice 3-1 run to start off the game, and then the Wildcats bounced back, took the lead. And then since then, it's been back and forth. Both teams trying to figure out who can steal the momentum away. And the Vikings, with that goal, have the opportunity here.
Yeah, backpacking off of Max's point here, both teams here getting about 3 to 4 shot on goal runs that were successful. And when goals come, they come in bunches. As Chico State will win possession here. And spacing out the field here, getting it to number 16, Owen Bennett. And Bennett will cross right in front of the goal in this one. A penalty will be called, and there will be a shot attempt by Chico State, which is no good. Deflected by the defense on that one. Number 22, Alex Bialek. As we await the penalty call.
I believe it's an elbow.
And yeah.
Chico State, a man up for 1 minute.
We'll see if the Vikings can play some shorthanded defense here.
As I expect a pretty urgent attack continuing for Chico State. As they continue their counterclockwise movement and passing it back near the GLE. That's number 22.
Chico State score.
Pardon, number 22, Logan Agawa on the shot attempt. That's good for the Wildcats, which ties up this matchup 8-8 with 2 minutes and 47 seconds to go in the second period.
Goal scored by number 9, Cameron Soyante.
And it's tied up 8-8 with 2:47.
Cameron's second goal.
And correction, the successful goal attempt was made by number 9, Cameron Seconti, his second goal on the night for the Wildcats. As a competitive face-off is still going on, and it's going to be won by the Vikings. Brought across midfield by number 4, Ryan Alamagno, and he's going to have a shot attempt, and it's going to be no good. Bouncing off right in front of the goal on that one. Just a little bit in front of the goalie's feet. Bouncing off the turf and sailing over his head. As two key contributors tonight for the Vikings, number 7, Paul Newpower, and 23, Zach Dixon. Two field generals returning for the Vikings. And it seems that most of the plays run by the Vikings are trying to find seams open for those two players. As number 4, Ryan Alamagno, moves off to the right side, trying to get a shot on goal, and it hits off the crossbar on that one. And it's no good as they fight for possession over in the DVC end zone. And it's going to be sailed out and retaken up by number 11, Jake Pimentel.
Oh, ball almost intercepted. Careless pass.
And this is a hard-fought possession. Starting off from the face-off as the shot attempt by number 7, Paul Newpower, goes wide left and is no good on the shot attempt. And DVC will still have possession, chewing up a lot of this clock on this possession. And
just a few inches too high getting the shot putting net.
a hard attempt there by number 18, Ryan Dixon, slinging it about 12 yards out from the goal. And DVC will still have possession. Number 23, Zach Dixon, retains it. And a little bit over 40 seconds to go in the second period.
Oh, head-on collision. Man, that was like two cars crashing as the DVC player is still down.
As we see a hard collision, and as the two players ran into each other, we hope that they're all right.
And it looked like Zach Dixon, the main man for the Vikings, was the one who took the brunt of that impact. Walking off, shrugging his shoulders. It looks like he'll be okay, though.
Yeah, number 23, Ryan Dixon, very physical player, very competitive player, very tough player as he comes off the field, but taking a hard hit on that one. As Chico State gets possession with about 20 seconds to go in the second period. And around 10 seconds to go in the second period. And they're going to get an inside pass. And great defense shown there by the goalkeeper. That's number 22. That's number 22, Alex Bialek, on the save. As number 5, Sean Buzzard, had the attempt on goal there. And this is the end of the second period here at Vikings Stadium, and the score is tied 8-8. Great all here. And we have a great competitive matchup in DVC Lacrosse as we end the second period.
Plenty to drink, t-shirts for sale as well. Also down to that snack table.
Good? Good.
As we will take a brief break here for intermission, and we will be back to watch Viking Lacrosse here on DVC Sports Network. And we're back here at Viking Stadium watching Vikings lacrosse on DVC Sports Network. You're tuned into DVC Sports Network on YouTube with Logan Nonies and Max Agress as we start off the third period here at Viking Stadium. And the score is tied 8-8.
So it's essentially a brand new ball game here.
Yeah, we got a brand new ball game, opening it up into the second half after intermission.
And the Vikings have done this so well in the first half of play. They rotated around, used that GLE, and they really pinpoint their shots.
Yeah, DVC showing some efficiency in the first half there, being more patient with ball movement and executing on seams and pass to the inside, as Chico State had more of a urgent approach to get shots on goal as they ran down. As DVC gets a pass inside, and the shot attempt by number 30, Ian Moran for DVC. And Chico will fight for possession behind their own cage as the pass goes to their goalkeeper. And that's a new goalkeeper in as number 19.
Ryan Dixon.
Yet again another goal. Oh, excuse me. The brother of the key man, number 18, Ryan Dixon, with the shot attempt, which was good, putting up the Vikings 9-8 against the Wildcats with 13 minutes and 41 seconds to go in the third period.
Yeah, and I mentioned this before in the first half of play. It's a game of runs, so hopefully the Vikings right now can take a 2-3 goal run.
And we've seen that tonight in about 3 stages for both teams, where we've seen a run with 3 to 4 goals.
And another face-off win.
As DVC does not completely get possession, but neither does Chico State as they fight for it over in the corner of the end zone, and Paul Newpower will kick it out. But Chico State will receive possession, and almost getting the possession was number 11, Jake Pimentel. Great defense there in the corner of the end zone, but unfortunately could not get it back for the Vikings, as you're going to get a cross pass there by Chico State intended for number 12, Hudson Pope.
Yeah, and that was just some airmail there as the ball flew way too high. The long stick from the midi there, but even that extra few inches couldn't get it.
Ooh. That's another hard shot by number 23, Zach Dixon, excuse me. We got 2 Dixons on here, Ryan and Zach, and it's going to go back to Ryan Dixon. The first shot attempt by number 23, Zach Dixon, and they will get the possession back in 18. Ryan Dixon on the goal attempt, and it's good as Diablo Valley goes up 10-8 against the Chico State Wildcats. 13 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the third period.
So maybe they might actually want to go back to the original goalie. They switched goalies because the first one gave up 8 goals in the first half of play, but now the secondary goalie's really struggling.
As the run for goals continues, and Max Agress's wishes are met here as DVC gets 2 goals coming out into the third period as they lead 10-8 with 13 minutes and 16 seconds to go.
A fumbled pass right over there.
And that's going to be scooped up by number 36, Nathaniel Withoff, defenseman for the Vikings.
Penetrate before kicking it back out. Getting back to the sideline to rotate.
And we have both Dixons up at the top of the point. And it seems that the Diablo Valley attacksmen are going to evolve around them. as they attempt to get Newpower a little bit more space down there behind the cage. And they're going to spread the field, and there's going to be a shot attempt by number 30, Ian Moran. A little bit wide left. And DVC still gets the possession. As number 16, Owen Bennett.
The camera goes out for just a second, but a goal shot.
Even though the visual isn't there, number 5, good on the shot attempt, Sean Buzzard, who is having a phenomenal night tonight for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and Buzzard, with the camera out, works around the GLE and then gets to the left side of the cage, swings it, and gets one to go. The Vikings went on that 2-0 run, and now Chico State gets their first goal of this little segment of play, and they make it a 10-9 game with the Vikings lead at 10.
As we anticipate the face-off, a dominating night tonight by number 44, Lawrence Johnson, for the Diablo Valley College Vikings, as he gets it to number 4, Ryan Alamagno, and they're going to get across midfield with the possession. Dominating night tonight by number 44, Lawrence Johnson.
Yeah, I think the Vikings have only lost one face-off so far this game.
And that was number 27, Arturo Perez, trying to get the pass out to number 11, Jake Pimentel. And missing the pass on that one as the ball rolls out of bounds. And Chico State will get possession. As number 9, Shaquem Washington Anderson shows a bluff. Excuse me. Number 9, Cameron Seconti for Chico State shows a bluff. And yet again, showing if he's going to try and get a pass inside. And unsuccessful on that one. And that was great defense there by number 6, Marshall Kay. And a penalty flag on the field.
Yeah, just a great deflection on the play over there, and the Vikings are pushing with the penalty flag behind them.
As they continue and they get it to their man, number 7, Paul Newpower. Newpower trying to work around the cage and find some open space, get a seam, and get a shot on goal, but he's not going to be able to get it. As number 11, Jake Pimentel at the wing. And 23, Zach Dixon will attempt to get a pass inside, and 11, Jake Pimentel on the shot attempt, but it's going to be blown dead before he was able to get the attempt off.
And now we'll finally catch up on what the penalty was on the other side of the field.
As a slash is called on number 5, Sean Buzzard, who's having an outstanding game on the attack side. As the shot attempt is good for the Vikings.
And look who it is, lucky number 7, Paul Newpower.
5th goal of the evening for number 7, Paul Newpower.
My goodness, an astounding night for number 7, Paul Newpower, with 5 goals tonight for the Vikings.
And he puts the Vikings up 11-9 with 9:44 left in this third period of play. Yeah, look at that beautiful haircut.
As a dominating night by Lawrence Johnson continues, and a little frustration shown there by number 27, Ryan Phelan, with the check with his stick. And Chico State's going to get possession. Mr. No Sleeves bringing it out. As the clock runs, and Phelan will go out. And number 5, Sean Buzzard, outstanding attacksman here for Chico State. Gets a pass off to the far side.
Flag flies in behind the net now.
I believe that will be on number 21, Gerardo Roque against DVC. As great sportsmanship is displayed there by number 2, Soren Bay, picking up the penalty flag there for the official.
Penalty against the Vikes holding, 1 minute.
All right, so there's a holding call against the Vikings. And Chico State will still have possession on their side of the field. Excuse me, on DVC side of the field.
Yeah, and this is the second 1-minute penalty against the Vikings. So short-handed, the Vikings will play defense once again, see if they can get a stop this time around.
As number 5, Sean Buzzard, gets a shot off, and it sails over the goal. No good. And as Chico State shows some pressure, and a pass, and intended to get it out to number 26, Kane Bridgeford, sails over his head, and it'll be DVC's possession.
Yeah, just great pressure by the DVC defender, forcing the turnover, and they get away with the get away from the 1-minute.
No man
penalty,
unguarded on that possession there.
despite the fact that they have one less man on the field. Now a double team. Somebody's
Physical
open.
play there. Yep. Great defense there by number 5, Sean Buzzard, and number 6, Teddy Kozlowski, getting the possession back for Chico State.
Substitution here as Chico State slows things down.
As a little dump-off pass by number 9, Cameron Sacanti, to the inside, but it's going to be unsuccessful. Trying to find a seam there.
I believe they say that's a goal.
As a shot attempt is good for Chico State, and that'll narrow the lead for the Vikings, 11-10. As
Chico State goal.
Chico State scores the goal with 7 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the third period.
11-10 our score.
And the score is DVC 11 and Chico State 10.
Myers deceived me because I didn't see a shot on that play. Just quick stick action on the behalf of the Wildcats.
With the minimal amount of excitement and enthusiasm in the crowd, I did not hear a goal called or seen.
Yeah, the only person that I think knew a goal happened were the Chico State sideline.
I believe that the person that shot the goal did not even know he scored the goal.
Makes things a 1-point game now.
As Mr. No Sleeves goes across the left side and brings it across midfield as a penalty flag is thrown. And that might be a check on. Yep. 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the third period. DVC leads 11-10, and there's going to be a shot attempt from the Chico State Wildcat side as number 2, Soren Bay, has an attempt and is nowhere near the goal. It's off to the right side as the penalty is assessed.
And that one went wide.
And the penalty goes against DVC, and Chico will continue their possession. And the Vikings are a man down on this possession.
For the third time this game.
And a strong shot attempt there by number 5, Sean Buzzard, who has great confidence in his shooting ability, but a little bit wide there.
Yeah, it looked like it hit the ground before bouncing wide as well. So wide and low, as this one goes high and wide.
Another shot attempt there by Chico State. No good.
Great job just keeping that ball in bounds there.
And DVC showing no man undefended on the inside near the goal, as the shot attempt is no good. Stopped by number 15, Dylan Brown, goalkeeper for the Vikings. As DVC gets the possession back, and the pass will go all the way across the field over to number 42, Marshall Levy. And the Vikings will get across midfield. Getting
Substituting on the play.
Yeah. Substitutions coming into the game are number 30, Ian Moran, and 27, Arturo Perez, starters for the Vikings. After catching a blow on the sideline, are back into the game, hopefully to make an impact and contribute to this Vikings lead so far. As number 30, Ian Moran, tries to swivel that pass outside. And the shot clock is going down, and Ryan Dixon's going to try and attack onto the inside, and he's going to get it off, and the goal is going to be good.
A Hail Mary scoop shot there.
Zach Dixon, number 23.
Slinging it down from below the waist, number 23, Zach Dixon. Another goal in the night for the Vikings, as they go up 12-10 against the Chico State Wildcats with 3 minutes and 57 seconds to go in the third period.
At 3:57 here.
Yeah, and as the sideline was counting down, he only had about 1 second left. He had to force that underhanded shot. But 1 second's all you need to get that shot off and swing it into the cage.
Very quick release there by number 23, Zach Dixon, getting it off right before the buzzer, as DVC wins the faceoff and they get it onto their side, but they're still fighting for it here. As Chico State will win possession. And New Power will pick it up, and as he's checked, will get it across midfield and will be picked up by number 11, Jake Pimentel from the Vikings. As DVC will retain possession.
Zach Dixon on the handles here.
Now we'll see if DVC has a different approach, not running down the shot clock, see if they have a little bit more urgency on this one. And seem to get a little clumsy on that, and Mr. No Sleeves, Jake Phelan, picking up the, getting across midfield, and is brought back out by number 27, Ryan Phelan, as he gets around the cage and gets a shot on goal, and it's good for the Wildcats.
Yeah, terrific goal, swinging around the cage. And like you said, Mr. No Sleeves out here, showing off the athleticism with the long stick.
As the Chico State Wildcats narrow this lead, as DVC still leads in this lacrosse game 12-11. But with a little attempt and a good goal by number 27, Ryan Phelan, with 2 minutes and 32 seconds to go in the third period. As DVC will get a possession again. And a great display of movement tonight by DVC, being able to spread out the field and have good movement in the counterclockwise direction.
2 minutes left in the period.
As Zach Dixon gets onto the inside, and a good save there by number 15. Excuse me, number 19, Tommy Hodges, who did not come out so hot coming into the third period as Chico State replaced their goalkeeper, but he gets the save there as DVC will get possession on their side of the field. As the ref asks the clock operator to start the clock, he does not want to be here till midnight, as he states. And neither do I, but I love some competitive lacrosse. I do. As DVC gets possession. And like the ref wanted, the clock runs as Paul Newpower gets onto the inside and has a shot attempt, and it's no good. Great play there again by number 19, Tommy Hodges, the goalkeeper for the Wildcats, as the ball will roll out of bounds and Chico State will get possession. Around 1 minute left to go here in the third period at Viking Stadium, as DVC leads the Chico State Wildcats 12-11. A little urgency shown there by DVC, but the goalkeeper Hodges will air it out to limit the pass attempts on the inside for DVC. Just getting it out there. It's about 40 seconds to go here in the third period, and a penalty flag will be thrown on the far side of the field near Zach Dixon, as Pimentel will try and get the pass off to number 18, Ryan Dixon. Will go out of bounds. And there's an offsides call on Chico State, as number 6, Teddy Kozlowski, was offsides. As there is 27.3 seconds to go in the third period, DVC leads the Chico State Wildcats 12-11. You're tuned into Viking Lacrosse here on DVC Sports Network. With your broadcast team, Logan Onis and Max Agress.
So the clock starts, and it looks like the Vikings will probably run the clock down as they hold the lead 12-11 and get one more shot off to end this third period of play.
And just as Max says, they continue to run this clock down. And they're going to take a shot, and it's good with 6 seconds to go. Number 18, Ryan Dixon. The 1-2, bam, bam. Ryan and Zach Dixon punch.
With 6 ticks left in the third.
Yeah, a nice little 10-yard shot.
Number 18, Ryan Dixon on the 10-yard shot. Good for the Vikings, setting them apart 2 points, putting them up 13-11 against Chico State with 6 seconds to go in the third period.
Last 6 seconds of play. This faceoff will probably be the last action taken on the field, if not for a Hail Mary shot.
And on that last goal, the 1-2 Dixon to Dixon assist. Zach to Ryan. As they'll run the clock for the last couple seconds, and there will be a long 40-yard attempt on the goal, and it's going to be way over, and that's not going to be good.
13-11, Diablo Valley College leading Chico State.
As we come to the end of the third period, the Diablo Valley Vikings leading the Chico State Wildcats 13-11 after 3 periods. You're tuned into Viking Lacrosse here on DVC Sports Network. And welcome back after that break. And you're tuned into Viking Lacrosse here in Pleasant Hill, California at Viking Stadium. And you're watching DVC Sports Network on YouTube. As we get the fourth period going, as the Diablo Valley College Vikings lead the Chico State Wildcats 13-11, as this faceoff continues to be a stalemate.
It's almost like a rugby scrum at this point.
And fighting for this faceoff, and the ball will pop out, and coming out victorious will be number 44. And I spoke too soon as he tries to get the pass off. Lawrence Johnson having a dominating night tonight on the faceoffs for DVC, Tried to get the pass out, but did not connect.
And that was the most competitive faceoff we've seen of night. The rest of the night has just been Johnson absolutely dominating.
And DVC will still come out with this possession after the stalemate after the faceoff.
Ball knocked loose.
As New Power tried to get something going there on the far side of the end zone. And Chico State will get the possession. They'll rule it Chico State's ball.
Chico State possession.
And a long run here for Ryan Dixon trying to get on the defense, and he's going to come out successful. Scooping that ball out, having to run all the way across the field to defend number 9, Cameron Sekantu, who has a couple goals on the night tonight for the Wildcats. But Chico State will get it back. I apologize to those watching the live broadcast. We've been having some difficulties with the live clock on the scoreboard. But holding it down in the broadcast booth is our broadcast team. With myself, Logan Onis, and my partner, Max Agress, we're getting it done tonight. It's a beautiful night in California for some lacrosse, and we're in a tight matchup. Only a 2-point game here with about 13 minutes to go in the fourth period. DVC leads 13-11. As the patience of the DVC attacksman is still displayed in the fourth period and almost picked up by Pimentel. And number 18, Ryan Dixon, who also has a handful of goals along with his brother Zach Dixon. And Chico State will get possession across midfield onto the Diablo Valley side, and they're going to get a shot attempt, which is no good. And who's going to win it? And it's going to be DVC's possession. Great hustle there displayed by number 15, Dylan Brown. Winning the race to get to the possession on that one as DVC continues to get it back down. And number 7, Jake Pimentel, 7, Paul Newpower on the far side gets it to Jake Pimentel, number 11.
Yeah, on that last possession right over there, that's just like when they're telling you to finish through the line on the cardio exercises, that's exactly it. You're sprinting, you're at full capacity of your lungs, and you still put yourself hard enough to get that possession.
Yeah, great hustle displayed there, especially into the fourth period. I know that their legs are a little bit worn and they're a little bit tired, but they're still going to hustle after to get the possession as number 18, Ryan Dixon, has a shot attempt, and it's deflected by their goalkeeper, number 19, Tommy Hodges. And Chico State's going to get it across midfield. Back with the possession. And they're going to slow it back down after having an urgent attack to get across. But they're trying to use this clock as efficiently as possible, being down 2 points in the fourth period. And they're going to have an attempt there, and it's going to be no good, but they're going to have a penalty flag. As number 4 got hit on that play. Cole Carson, tacksman for the Wildcats.
Penalty going against DVC.
And an unnecessary roughness call against the Vikings, and yet again another man down for 1 minute, and that's 4 times in this matchup where Vikings have been man down.
Yeah, I think the Vikings haven't got a single situation where Chico State has been 1 down. The only penalties really called on Chico State so far have been that offsides call.
As the Chico State attacksman put pressure on, and number 22, Logan Agawa, good on the shot attempt. And that puts Chico State down by 1 point. And the score is 13-12 with 10 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the fourth
13-12
period.
Our score, Vikes by 1, 10:24 remaining in the fourth.
As another stalemate occurs on this face-off. On the past two face-offs have been a little bit more competitive than the entire game. But we're going to continue to fight in this rugby scrum-like face-off. And we're going to see who comes out victorious. But number 44, Lawrence Johnson, having a dominating tonight on the face-offs. And DVC will get it onto the Chico State side of the field. But it seems that Chico State will come up with the possession. And no, DVC will come up with it, and that's Paul Newpower with the shot attempt. And that is deflected by number 19, Tommy Hodges, the goalkeeper for the Wildcats. And Hodges will get it out to number 27, Mr. No Sleeves, Ryan Phelan, getting it across midfield. As Mr. No Sleeves runs off the field, Chico State with the possession behind the cage. Number 14, Bailey Ensa. Excuse me. Number 26, Kane Bridgeford, trying to find a seam, and he gets a shot, and it's going to be to the right of the post. And DVC will come back up with it. As 15, Dylan Brown, the goalkeeper for the Vikings, ends this ball to number 23, Zach Dixon. As Dixon brings it across midfield. And a very patient Vikings attacksman as they continue to burn this clock, only being up by 1 point, but they're going to execute and try to get a shot on goal efficiently as a penalty flag is thrown, and it's going to be
Offsides against the Wildcats.
an offsides against Chico State. Eight minutes and 21 seconds to go in the fourth period. The Diablo Valley Vikings lead 13-12 against the Chico State Wildcats, as the Vikings will have possession on the Chico State Wildcats side of the field, as number 11, Jake Pimentel, is up at the top of the point, and he outs it, and he gets it back. And he's going to take the shot, and it's going to be no good. Great defense there by number 19, Tommy Hodges. And back onto the Chico State side of the field is Ryan Dixon. And there's going to be a timeout called by Diablo Valley College.
Clock shows 7:39, Vikes by 1.
And we're going to take a quick break here in the fourth period of this matchup. You're watching Vikings Lacrosse here at Viking Stadium in Pleasant Hill, California on DVC Sports Network. There's 7 minutes and 39 seconds to go in the fourth period. DVC leads 13-12 against Chico State. And we'll be right back. And we're back here at Viking Stadium. Tune into Viking Lacrosse on DVC Sports Network as the Vikings lead 13-12 against Chico State. And there's a little bit over 7 minutes to go in the fourth period here at Viking Stadium. As number 18, Ryan Dixon, has a shot attempt, which is no good. And shaky at first, but good defense there by the goalkeeper, number 19, Tommy Hodges, as Phelan brings it back up to across midfield, and DVC will regain possession as Dixon's stick is knocked out of his hand, but is picked up by number 27, Arturo Perez, brought across midfield, and he's going to go hard toward the goal, and he's going to get checked, and they're going to call a penalty flag on that one against Chico State.
Penalty flag.
And that's going to be a push by number 16, Owen Bennett, for the Wildcats.
Penalty against Chico. Cats will be a man down.
As the Wildcats will be a man down on this possession. DVC gets it back
Remaining in the fourth.
on Chico State's side of the field. And that's going to be a shot attempt by number 18, Ryan Dixon again. Slinging it hard tonight, but just can't find the net on that one. But does have a handful of goals tonight. Ryan and Zach Dixon, the 1-2 punch tonight. Also with a little assistance of New Power. And that's going to be the overhead tomahawk goal attempt by number 23, Zach Dixon. Trying to send that straight down into the goal, but no good.
But that one is definitely good.
And that is for sure good.
With a scorcher, number 8.
Ryan Dixon once again comes up with that tomahawk, but that one hits the top of the net, and the Vikings go up 14-12 with 6 minutes left in this game.
6:02 in the fourth. 14-12.
Yet again, another goal by number 23, Zach Dixon. Having an astounding night for the Vikings.
Let's see what happens on this faceoff here. The Vikings, I believe, have only lost 2 all night long.
And I believe this game will come down to the faceoffs, as it's only a 2-point game, and DVC will win this one. Lawrence Johnson, yet again, another win on the faceoff, and the shot attempt by number 18, Ryan Dixon. As that sailed a little bit over the goal on that one. And it will be brought back in by New Power. A very close game here in Viking Stadium as we near 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the fourth period. DVC waiting patiently, getting the shot clock down, but it is knocked down. And the pass is the pass was received by number 7, Paul Newpower. And the shot attempt was no good, as DVC still has possession. 5 minutes to go here in the fourth period.
Yeah, at this point, the Vikings are just kind of grinding out the clock. They have that 2-goal lead. And if they can cap one more off, they could possibly just keep holding the ball.
And the shot attempt there by number, I believe that was number 4, Ryan Alamagno. And great save there by Tommy Hodges for the Wildcats. Started off shaky, letting up 2 goals in the beginning of the third period, but has been pretty solid since. And DVC will get possession again.
And your favorite player, Mr. No Sleeves, turns the ball over there.
And showing off the guns does not help on that possession as he turns the ball over, number 27, Ryan Phelan.
Some casual banter coming from the fans. Maybe if he had sleeves, he wouldn't shiver and fumble the ball.
as New Power slips, but he gets inside, and he finds the seam, and he finds an opening, and he has an attempt on the goal, and it's good for the Vikings.
Yeah, New Power just showing that finesse, getting inside, and then finishing it off with the snap.
Paul Newpower has the ability to sneak past defenders and squeeze his body into little places that usually people over 6 feet, 6'2", cannot get into. And he's very similar to a slot receiver in football, moving quickly and getting into the inner seam and getting a shot on goal in that one. And that puts up the Vikings 15-12 against the Chico State Wildcats with 4 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the fourth period.
Correction, last score was by Paul Newpower. His 6th goal by error.
And I don't want this to go unrecognized, but Paul Newpower has 6 goals on the night.
Yeah, it's accounting for quite a bit of DVC scoring.
And heading back to their Mr. Reliable, number 23, Zach Dixon, with a shot about 20 yards out. Excuse me, about 15 yards out. And that's going to be good for the Vikings, setting them up by 4 points. And now the score is 16-12. The Diablo Valley Vikings leading the Chico State Wildcats with 3 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the fourth period.
And he just beelined it right there. It was a line drive shot, and that found the net perfectly.
And very little time burned off the clock between the 2 possessions and the goal.
Yeah, but they extended the lead out to 4.
And getting the goals that they actually wanted is DVC, and they get the possession back. And a very outstanding night tonight by number 44, Lawrence Johnson, giving the advantage to DVC on the faceoffs.
Cradling behind the net now as the Vikings get some substitutions in on offense.
As the very patient Vikings attacksmen continue to get great ball movement in the counterclockwise direction. And that's going to be number 18, Ryan Dixon, showing the bluff, but he's going to get it off to his brother, number 23, Zach Dixon. And yet again, another goal from about 12 yards out by number 23, Zach Dixon. And the Diablo Valley Vikings, the Diablo Valley College Vikings go up 17-12 with 2 minutes and 39 seconds to go in the fourth period.
Yeah, that Dixon to Dixon connection, they've been on the same chemistry wavelength all night long. You think they were related or something.
Now I could just imagine these Dixon brothers growing up, passing to each other in the front yard and backyard and practicing hours endlessly with each other, and then they get to play on the field with each other. I think that's a very gratifying experience. And especially when you're contributing to the offense like they are tonight, along with Paul Newpower. The Dixon brothers are the 1-2 punch of the Diablo Valley College offense and attacksmen. And they're doing a well job tonight holding it down for the Dixon family.
Yeah. They're the 1-2. The Newpower's the overhand knockout punch with the right hand. Because Newpower's definitely had his impact in this game as well.
As we roll into the 2-minute warning of this matchup here at Viking Stadium, under 2 minutes, excuse me, as Chico State tries to get onto the inside, and that's a shot attempt by number 14, Bailey Enzer, and that's going to be raced off to the bottom side of your screen here.
And there's an 80-second play clock or shot clock now, so the Vikings can almost hold this one all the way out. With a commanding 17-12 lead, this game's essentially in the books.
As they get a little clumsy with the passing here. Intended for 4, Ryan Alamagno, and he loses the possession, and it's going to be fought over, and it's going to be DVC's possession.
Possession goes to the Vikes.
As the clock continues to run, a little over a minute here left in Vikings lacrosse here at Viking Stadium, as DVC leads 17-12 against Chico State. As the very patient and efficient Vikings attacksmen run this clock down in anticipation of another victory. As for Ryan Alamagno puts a play on. And number 27, Arturo Perez, trying to get the pass off to number 7, Paul Newpower. And there is about 35 seconds to go in this contest. As Chico State's opportunity to close this lead narrows down with about 20 seconds left in this contest, DVC picks it back up. And that's going to stay Chico's possession.
16 seconds left in the game, and we're in the final 10.
As the clock runs down and reaches 0 on the shot attempt from Chico State, and it is no good. As the Diablo Valley College Vikings come out victorious in this lacrosse matchup in their home opener, as they hosted the Chico State Wildcats and come out victorious with a win differential of 17-12.
Dixon with 3.
Yeah, and we had some great performances from the two Dixon brothers. We'll hop right into a quick post-game show here. We do not have any live stats. We definitely can tell you how this game went.
And an outstanding performance tonight by a couple key players for the Vikings. Number 18, Ryan Dixon, and his brother, number 23, Zach Dixon. The 1-2 punch for the Vikings. And also, I want to highlight number 7, Paul Newpower, with 6 goals on the night for the Vikings. And he will not go unrecognized tonight.
Yeah, and you got to give a lot of love to Lawrence Johnson as well, the midfielder. I believe he only lost 2 faceoffs all night long. He was he was essentially the catalyst of what made this offense work so well for the Vikings. I mean, if you're winning every single faceoff, your offense has first shot and first opportunity, and that's why the Vikings were able to go out there, control the pace, and really implement their own game plan.
I would agree. The difference maker in this matchup was number 44, Lawrence Johnson, who won all but not 2 face-offs tonight for the Vikings.
Yeah, and so great Saturday night here in Viking Stadium. It's not a football Saturday night, but a lacrosse Saturday night, but the Vikings still get the victory, 17-12 to close out this game.
As we close out Vikings athletics today,
2 wins.
and 2 wins for the Vikings today. On October 5th, 2019, for the football team and the lacrosse team. The football team coming out with an overtime victory against San Joaquin Delta College, and the lacrosse team coming out victorious with a 17-12 victory against the Chico State Wildcats. And you were tuned into Vikings Lacrosse on DVC Sports Network. From your broadcast team here at Viking Stadium, I'm Logan Nones and my partner Max Agrest. And hopefully we'll see you next time in the next matchup for DVC in football, basketball, lacrosse, and maybe volleyball. And we'll see you in the near future. But until next time, you're tuned into Vikings Lacrosse on DVC Sports Network.
Roll Vikes.
Thank you for watching.